This is Jason with John Scott Real Estate, and this is the Seattle Housing Market Report for February of 2023. And we are already off and running. All right, what do I mean by that? First, could you do me a favor and go ahead and subscribe to our channel and maybe hit the like button on this video? And, we'd really appreciate that. All right, what do I mean by it's off and running? Well, we're already starting to see some multi-bid scenarios play out. And before you get too upset, don't worry. It's not like it was. I know everybody's like, geez, not more of that unless you're selling, and then it's a good thing. But it's a lot less than it was. And it's just on limited listings, not on every one. But the buyers have come back out, and that's a lot of it is a seasonal thing, right? As we're hitting February, and maybe kind of starting to look towards spring. As a matter of fact, I see some sunlight peeping through my window right now, which we haven't seen a whole lot of that. But the ice is off the road, the holidays are over, kids in school, so we can kind of and the days are longer, so we can kind of get back to maybe thinking about moving. In addition, we did see the interest rates sort of drop for a while or level off. And so people are a little bit more comfortable with the interest rates where they're at. And I think everybody's a little bit more comfortable with some of the creative financing that we can do to kind of get things moving as well. The big deal is the lack of inventory. And what I mean by that is the number of homes that are for sale in the Seattle area, there just isn't a whole lot. And so you might be asking, well, what's causing that? And there's a couple things. And I think one of them is new construction is down. We just have less new construction recently than we've had in the past. And there's a lot of different reasons for that. But the other thing is that I think a lot of people are going to be a little bit less motivated to sell maybe this year than they have in the past, because so many people are sitting on mortgages with a 2 or 3 in front of their interest rates. We're going to have to kind of wait for listings to come on the market as people need to move, as opposed to a couple of years ago where maybe some people were selling just to try to cash out a little bit. Let's take a look at the 3 key indicators that help determine the health of the Seattle market, so we can kind of understand what all that means and put some facts and figures to it. The first indicator we want to look at is the sales activity intensity. And that is measured by the percentage of new listings that go into the pending status or get sold within the first 30 days of hitting the market. So it's sort of the speed of the market, or how hot it is. And right now that number is 39.9%, which is considered a strong market, and 40% is considered very strong. So right there, 30% is sort of a median market, and that number would actually be a little bit higher, except for listings sitting over at over $2 million. They're not selling quite as fast. So that's kind of pulling that number down, but it is trending kind of back upward to hotter statuses again. The second thing we want to look at is the interest rate. And right as the time of this report, we were sitting at 5.99%, which is an acceptable interest rate. It's got a 5 in front of it. So, looking pretty good. And we still have some creative financing we can do. And then finally, the inventory level in Seattle, where we're sitting at 1.5 months or 1.5 months of supply. And that's not a lot. And technically, it is considered a shortage. And so that's sort of the main factor, I think, right now, really fueling the little bit of a hotter start to this spring market than maybe I had anticipated even. But yeah, there just isn't a whole lot out there. So stuff is selling pretty quickly and for a good rate. If you're thinking about selling right now, like I said, a lot of people are not going to be putting their house on the market this year, as they might be holding on and sitting on some of that equity and holding on to those interest rates. So if you are in need to sell, yes, right now is a good time to sell. Inventory is low, prices are high, buyers are out there. And if you're a buyer, it's time to maybe think about a little bit of making sure that we're getting buyer ready day one again, just being prepared to move a little bit quicker than we have for the last few months, where, we really had some time to sit and think about each listing. But now as things start to move a little bit swifter, just kind of get prepared for that.